Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Bean Dip Podcast. Thank you guys for joining me yet again. We are surviving in this hellish world, in this hellish heat, dealing with our own hellish lives. Some might say hell is fun. You get to do whatever you want. But also, it's hell. So people are probably doing whatever they want to you. Equal opportunity. Everybody gets a piece of the pie. Recently, I've had to admit it to myself that I am completely addicted to video games. And I can't help it. Over the past maybe week, I'll stay up till like 4:30 in the morning playing Skyrim. A video game with knights, dragons, and magic. Nerd alert! I beat that game 3 times already. And I'm playing it again. Before, I would try to make my character into this kind of like a combat character where they're good with, they're good at fighting with weapons and their armor's badass. But now, I want to be a magician. I want to be good at magic. I want to be a wizard. And no, not one of those wizards from the KKK. Those guys are not magic, or they might be. But they certainly don't practice black magic, if you know what I mean. But I am addicted. I can't get enough. And even when I say it's enough, it's not enough. I was trying to explain this to my girlfriend that, if you ever just want to kill a bunch of time, just, maybe you just want to just waste your life away. I mean, but nowadays it's different. This might be the old way of thinking where basically playing so many video games didn't amount to anything. Dude, now there's tournaments in video games. And dudes are making millions controlling an animated figure in a competition like a fighting game like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat. Or Animal Crossing. I never even played that fucking game, but I'm sure there's a tournament somewhere. But I'm not in it for the money. No, sir. I'm only doing it to ignore myself. When I'm just like, I just need to shut the fuck up. Or I just need to mind my own business about myself. You know what I mean? Like it's none of your business, but it's my business, but it's none of your business, So go fucking take a hike. Or play some goddamn video games. And it's easy to waste a lot of time. When playing video games, you might spend 4 hours playing video games, but really what that felt like was 1 hour. And it's never enough. Ever enough. The other day I was thinking about addictions, and I was thinking hey, of all the addictions, social media has to be the healthiest, right? Nobody's sucking dick for a like. Unless you got an OnlyFans. But then again, you're sucking dick for money, you know? You're just a virtual prostitute. To some degree, you know? That might get me in trouble for saying the word prostitute. Let me rephrase it. A person experiencing prostitution, okay? Sorry. I don't know. Will I suck a dick for a new video game? I might. Ghost of Tsushima? Is that the game? Ghost of Tsushima? Will I suck a cock for that game? I think it's like $50 right now. That will define the nature of my addiction. Because this could just be a cry for help. I could be suicidal, but I'm just like ignoring it, playing NBA 2K18, which then might be considered therapeutic, you know what I mean? I don't know. It doesn't bother me too much, but I do realize that it's noticeable, you know, at the very least. You know, like just last night, you know, I got home from work. It was probably close to 2 in the morning. And my friends want to jump online, okay? And, you know, we play till almost 3. We're playing this game called Multiverses. If you guys have not heard about it, it's like a bunch of characters coming from Warner Brothers. And it's kind of like a Smash Bros. Kind of video game. You can be LeBron James. You can be Bugs Bunny. You can even be Velma. Sexy ass porn star Velma from Scooby-Doo. You know? I like to pick, who do I like to choose? I like to choose Finn from Adventure Time. Why? I don't fucking know. He's probably one of the easiest characters to play with. But anyway, I digress. We played till like 3, and I had actually told them, I was like, hey guys, I'm done for the night. I'm probably going to knock out. They're like, all right, cool. We say our last words, blah, blah. And you know what I do? I don't knock out. I put on another video game and play for another hour. And in my head, I'm beating myself up about it. You know? Fucking loser. You fucking nerd. You geek. You impotent son of a bitch. I don't know. I just couldn't help it. You know, I had to play that 2K18. I mean, it's not even 2018, but I had to play it. It's not even a relevant game. But I had to do it. Something inside me was saying, do it. Do it. I don't know. And I don't think there's any help. You know, you just have to resist, you know. All the cool looking covers, the easy access to purchase these games, and I mean, like, what does it really bring me in the first place? You know, that I feel like I just yearn for, you know, to do it, to play video games. I mean, for the most part, it's pretty fun, you know. They could be challenging. I think one of the main things I really like progressing the characters, you know, upgrading them, you know, making them better, like leveling them up, making them stronger, you know. Because really, whenever I play the games, I fucking don't give a goddamn shit about the story. I skip through that shit. Just bring it to me. I don't care who's in trouble. I don't care who's the hero. I don't care who's the villain. Just let me play. I don't need a storyline. It really does nothing. Look, probably one of the best storyline video games that I've played was the Spider-Man video game. Dude, that fucking video game, the story was awesome, dude. And the ending was incredibly sad. I'm gonna spoil it because it's been 2 years already, guys. And if you haven't played it, fuck you, dude. Just go and play it. So, basically it's Peter Parker. He's the whole Spider-Man thing, whatever. Um, and it's kind of like that classic story with him and Doc Ock, where he looks up to Doc Ock because he's this like genius scientist. And Doc Ock is coming up with his tentacles or whatever, his extra arms, because his body he has this progressive disease that's like destroying his muscles or whatever, where he won't be able to move or anything like that. And I think for one of his inventions or something, it got denied by Norman Osborn's company, and it sent him crazy. So he decided to turn towards criminality. I don't remember. I think it's that same function with Doc Ock all the time, where he created these arms that he can control kinetically or psychoactively. I don't know, but it's connected to his brain. And I think the chip, it kind of like malfunctions, and I guess since there's like an artificial intelligence in that thing, it takes over his mind and he becomes a criminal. And besides that story, I guess there's also this disease, it's called devil's blood or something, that's being threatened throughout the city, that it might kill a bunch of people. And in the end, the sad part is Peter Parker has to make a decision, whether to save his Aunt May, who's dying. I don't exactly remember how she got in that position, but she's dying. And he has the antidote to save her. However, if he does, the whole city dies. So he has to make this crazy decision whether to save society, the city, or his Aunt May. And, it's a crazy, crazy decision. He ends up choosing to save the city. He lets his Aunt May die. I don't know. Personally, maybe I would have let the city die. I might have let it die, None of it would have been your fault. You would, I think, automatically, if the government didn't get involved, you would automatically inherit everything in that city. The mansions are yours, the penthouses, the clubs, the bars, the banks. So I think Peter Parker really fucked up, by letting his Aunt May die. But I guess that's why he's a hero, right? This fictional character. But that was a good story. That was a good story, and I enjoyed that game. But yeah, for the most part, dude, I skipped through that shit. I just want to get through the game. I just want to play it. I want to make my character look badass, because I can't look badass in real life. I want to have superhuman strength, because I can't have superhuman strength in real life. I want to look Asian, because I'm not Asian in real life. I don't know. It's that's how video games are, and obviously, there's virtual reality already, and to some degree, you're okay. So there's this other game called Red Dead Redemption. And look, if you didn't have any virtual reality goggles and you're just playing the game straight with the controller and watching the TV, you can literally just like chill. You can relax in that game. You can go fishing. You can go to the bar and get drunk. You can watch the fucking sunset. It's so weird because there has for sure been moments when I played that game and you see like a huge landscape that normally you wouldn't see because, I live in the city. And you're just like, wow, that's pretty nice. It's a strange thing how our brains interact that way with visuals, knowing that it's not real, but still like giving into the experience. There was this article that came out. I guess this woman based in London, and I think she was part of the metaverse research crew or whatever. But she came out. She reported. Well, she's not a reporter, but there was a story about her that she actually got gang raped in the virtual reality. Gang raped in virtual reality. This is an actual story in the newspaper, on news outlets' websites. I guess she said that there was like 3 to 4 avatars that were saying derogatory things to her, and I think at one point they were like controlling her avatar, and I suppose doing sexual gestures or like as if they're fucking her avatar. I don't really understand the whole thing about it. And personally, like when I was reading the story, I was like, lady, look, I'm not trying to say like, oh, fuck it, this happens, but you can just fucking turn that off. You can just leave the lobby. You know what I mean? Like, how about you just turn your character into a fucking jelly sandwich and walk away? I don't think, I mean, it's just an absurd story. And look, I think I seen in another article that they're going to implement some safety protocols so there's no sexual harassment. I mean, how are they going to detect that when people are literally just on a microphone? How is there going to be a computer that is scanning these words, and then what, by the time they say dirty whore, like what is the computer going to do? Warn them on the screen or what? Let me see if I could find a quote of this lady. And you know what? The dudes that I'm assuming it's dudes. I'm assuming, because look, I've been saying it a long time, ladies. You guys need to rape more, okay? You wanna do something on this planet and take over the world? Start raping, okay? Let me see if I could find this article. Look for some quotes. It's a virtual gang rape, man. Who would have thought, right? I mean, I feel like this. It's not even shocking. Like stuff like this was just bound to happen. I mean, I was talking about this with other people. You know, Grand Theft Auto. You could literally buy a prostitute. You know, they make sound effects like they're fucking, but they're literally just sitting in each other's seat. Like it's the dude in the driver's seat and the woman in the passenger seat, and they're just being like, "Oh yeah, yeah," you know. Nothing. They're not really showing anything as if it's going on. Something's going on. But you can do that. Not only can you buy that prostitute and virtually fuck her, but you can actually end up killing her and taking her money. There's a similar concept in that Red Dead Redemption game where you can hogtie a person and drag them while you're riding your horse. Yeah. So I mean, this can't be like, whoa, oh my God, humanity, where is it coming to? It's been here, buddy. This is it. I don't care how many technological advances we come up with, you're not getting rid of the horrors of human nature. Or also the horrors as well. No one's getting rid of horrors, you know? They'll always be there. But let's see if we could find a quote of this lady. She said, let me see, right here. Within 60 seconds of joining Meta's aka Facebook's Metaverse platform, London-based Nina Jane Patel said a gang of 3 to 4 avatars sexually harassed her. This is her quote. They essentially, but virtually, gang raped my avatar and took photos as I tried to get away. Lady, what are you talking about as you tried to get away? You are wearing a pair of goggles. Take them off your fucking head. Press the power button. In some weird way, this kind of reminds me of that South Park episode where they're so deep in this. It's kind of combined, like it's like that Inception concept where you're just deeper and deeper in dreams, but it's kind of like they use it as virtual reality. Like it's combined with dreams, yet you're in the virtual reality and you're never really out of it, you know, because I guess it comes down to it where I think Cartman was asleep for hours with the virtual reality on. So he was just living in the world, dreaming in the virtual reality, thinking he was actually awake. It's just so wild. She added that virtual reality had been designed so that the mind and body can't differentiate virtual and digital experiences from the world. Really? Really? Why don't you go jump off a fucking cliff in the virtual reality and see what happens? You're just gonna respawn to another location. Are you gonna feel pain? I doubt it. You might feel the sensation of like you're falling, but obviously that's in your own mind. I mean, come on. Like I said, I'm not trying to condone whatever those fucking assholes did. But lady, what the fuck is... she might be more stuck in the Matrix than any of us. Those guys were treating the metaverse as a joke, and she's just like, oh my God, I'm essentially but virtually being raped. Insane. She says, my physiological and psychological response was as though it happened in reality. I think she's essentially but virtually saying that she pretty much got raped. Will she need therapy? I don't fucking know. I can't even imagine her going to a therapist and being like, you know, some bad shit happened to me recently. I was raped. Oh, really? That's, you know, I'm sorry to hear that. Maybe you can tell me more about it. Do you know the people that did it? How did this happen? Well, I was playing my favorite virtual reality game, Animal Crossing, and you know, I'm in my living room, and out of nowhere, these four farmers, these virtual farmers came up to me and held me down. So this was in a video game? Yes, but the physiological and psychological part of myself thought it was, you know, it was essentially real. Essentially, but virtually, it was real. So in virtual reality, you got raped, but in real reality, you were just sitting on your couch eating potato chips. Correct. I don't know if I can help you. You might need a virtual psychologist. Wild. She goes on to say, I fumbled with the controllers to try to use the safety features, i.e. block and report. But as I was asking them to stop, go away, I realized I needed to end this as their verbal harassment and sexual innuendos were getting increasingly aggressive. I mean, you could have just turned into a bird and flew away. You could have turned into an ogre warrior with laser beam vision, superhuman strength, and you know what, lady? You could have had a giant cock and raped them. All four of them at the same time. It's a new world, you know? It's an entirely new world. With old world features, if you know what I mean. She says Patel pulled off the virtual reality headset, but she could still hear her attackers' laughter and voices coming through saying, don't pretend you didn't like it. That's got to be the biggest troll of all time, right? Like literally, quite literally, they didn't do anything to her. In these virtual reality rooms, I don't even think their avatars have cocks. I don't think her avatar has a vagina. What did she feel to insinuate there was some kind of sensation to like or dislike? That, my friend, is a troll at its finest. She finally had to hit the power button off and the side of the headset to end the ordeal. She did it, folks. She did it. it could have happened. I don't know how long the ordeal lasted. She possibly could have done it as soon as the avatars were bugging her. You know what? I don't like this lobby. I think I'm gonna get out of here. But she treated it as if she was on the streets somewhere. Oh, I'm just gonna mind my business, walk wherever the fuck I'm walking in this virtual land, and I'm just gonna ignore them. They're catcalling, so rude. It's not really my ass, it's this animated character, their ass, that I created. Who knows, maybe her character had a tail, some horns, who the fuck knows? I remember me and my girlfriend, we were in Vegas, and we got on these little, you call them a ride? I don't know what it is, but you're in this seat, and it kind of like rumbles and moves, and you're kind of, it's kind of like you're on a ride. There's a scary virtual room. There's like this Jurassic virtual room, and it's nothing mind-blowing at all. In fact, I would say, we still had a good time, but it was not worth the money. You're paying $25 to be on this shitty virtual ride. And there's no way my mind was being like, whoa, this is so real, man. I'm essentially but virtually in this Jurassic world. That T-Rex is gonna bite the shit out of me, and I'm gonna physiologically and psychologically feel it. Wild, bro. Wild. And honestly, Nina, how about a little creativity with your fucking avatar? She doesn't even look like you. She has freckles. You don't. That's as far as you're gonna go with your creativity? Freckles and chola earrings? You should have made yourself into a gargoyle bitch. Or some kind of outer world alien looking blob. There's no difference, right? Who's gonna catcall at a blob? I mean, I guess men might, right? We'll catcall at anything, guys, right? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's a little bit, something's off here, right? So something seems like a little off. And I guess like when she had posted this up, and they're saying these were some of the opinions from her post that people were commenting on. One was, don't choose a female avatar. It's a simple fix. In some case, that was my comment as well. Like, use a little bit more creativity. I think you can still be a female character, but lady, you're just a fucking blonde girl in the avatar world when you can be anything. You can be a fucking unicorn. If you still want the blonde hair, you can be a unicorn with blonde hair. Another one was, don't be stupid. It wasn't real. It's a hard truth, but maybe something to actually consider, you know? A pathetic cry for attention. Avatars don't have lower bodies to assault. This one is my favorite. You've obviously never played Fortnite. I don't fucking know how Fortnite fucking relates to this. It's not even close. In Fortnite, the most interaction you can have with another avatar is doing those stupid little dances that kids do at parties now. It's totally not the same, but I get it, you know? You dumb bitch. You've obviously never played Fortnite before. You stupid cunt. I don't know. That shit's hilarious. And then last but not least, I'm truly sorry you had to experience this, and this must stop. I mean, couldn't you just come up with a gun? Just put in a cheat code for a fucking AK-47 and just murk them? Like, I was watching this, you know, I didn't get past the first episode. I probably watched more than half of it. It's called We Met in Virtual Reality. And the fucking characters range so crazy. It's just like there's no real human being in these virtual realities. They're so exaggerated or just out of this world. I mean, that's what I'm saying, like, but she's a researcher. I guess she's not trying to be creative. She's just like, oh, hi, I'm Nina Patel in this virtual reality. I think going into something like that, I'm sorry, but it's just bound. You're just bound to get raped by other avatars. What? You have to use some imagination, lady. If you're gonna treat an animated world the same as you would in real life, those real life concepts might come to you in the animated world. I don't know. It's just a strange thing. It's a really strange thing to me. I guess her last thing said was, I returned to the metaverse to continue considering ways to create a safer metaverse for children as part of my work with Kabuni. Now she is unsure if she could let her children visit such platforms, even with supervision, unless the companies make them safer. I guess, yeah. From what it sounds like, I'm sure her kids have Grand Theft Auto. I'm sure her kids are playing. Look, even a game as simple as Sims. If you haven't heard of Sims, it's just another animated world where you can create an everyday life for these animated humans that just interact with the house that you make for them. There's a shower, and they kind of just move on their own. And to some degree, you could actually kill them off. You can make the kitchen start on fire. You can possibly drown them. You can starve them. A number of things. So that's why I said I think I understood when the person said, you've obviously never played Fortnite. And not in the sense where, like, Fortnite specifically, but maybe just video games in general. It's a tough pill to swallow, Obviously, those guys didn't tell her to, so she was able to turn off the power button ahead of time. Crazy. Me and my girlfriend, we were watching this movie. Here's a segue. We were watching this movie called Nymphomaniac. Let me see if I could pull up the cast. Nymphomaniac movie. The cast, let's see. The cast is with Charlotte Gainsbourg, Stacey Martin, Shia LaBeouf. He was pretty dope in the movie. William Dafoe, short. He's just one of my favorite actors, to be honest. He's just fucking dope. Stellan Skarsgård, bunch of European actors. And basically, I guess this woman, she's found beaten the fuck up, just lying on the street, and this older gentleman, he finds her, brings her to his home, and allows her to rest from her just being beaten up. And as she starts to wake up and realize where she's at, she starts to begin to explain why she was in that situation, but at the same time, for some reason, she just wants to make him understand that she's a bad person. Possibly, in a sense, saying that she deserved to be there. And, despite, nobody deserves to get their ass beaten and maybe some people do, to be honest. Based on the movie, I can't really say if she deserved it. It didn't seem like she did anything too harsh or crazy. Sure, you're just a crazy, horny bitch. Like, there's a scene of her as, like, a preteen with her friend, and they flooded the bathroom, her bathroom, and they were just rubbing their fucking pussies on the floor. I guess that was just one of her first experiences of feeling a sexual sensation. She would do other things like, I guess the climbing rope at school. She would like rub her fucking pussy on that shit. And I guess as her story progresses, it gets darker and darker, but barely. It's like these little steps in a darker place. But it's not like she's really, in a sense, directly trying to harm people. Like, she obviously has a problem. She just needs to get fucked all the time. So there's like a scene where, she has all these lovers, and one of the dudes, he just loves her, and decides to leave his whole family for her. And what ends up happening is his wife is so in disbelief that she has to come and see the girl. And the main character, Stacey Martin, who is playing the younger version of Charlotte Gainsbourg, who in the movie their name is Joe, she just seems like a jaded character. She doesn't really care about what's going on in these people's lives. She's just worried about what she wants. And the thing is, like, she was trying to use that as an example as to why she would be a bad person, you know? But I think once, possibly, look, when you're a younger person, a lot of people do things when they're young and don't realize the degree of what they're doing. But as an older person, as she got older, she realized that, you know, a part of her felt guilty for being in that situation. So pretty much the dude is listening to her, and, you know, he's trying to understand where she's coming from, but at the same time, he's also like being understanding of her position. He's like a very religious guy. I guess an intellect as well, you know, because an intellectual person, I guess he reads a lot, you know, that's just what they say. And, you know, she's just going through all these situations. She ends up fucking two, like, Nigerian dudes where they just fucking her in her ass and her pussy. And it's right. Look, there's a lot of fucking sex scenes in this movie that it's just like, whoa, dude. Like, so much where it could be considered close to porn. Dude, I got so horny, I just decided I need to have fucking sex right now. I jumped on my girl, and I essentially, but virtually, fucked the shit out of her. But yeah. And, you know, after that, she starts getting into, like, S&M. You know, the sadist and masochist, that kind of stuff. And she just starts getting, like, fucking wailed on. Like, there's this guy who doesn't seem he takes, like, finds any sexual pleasure in even the torture that he's putting them through. And he ends up, like, having her create this whip. It's called Nine Tails, a whip or whatever. It's made out of rope with these balls, these knotted balls on the rope, and he just whips the shit out of her, gives her 40 lashes. And that was a sexual release for her until she stopped doing that. And, you know, long story short, it comes to the end. She's kind of done talking about her. Well, she reveals that she just ended up getting beat up by one of her lovers, you know. And, you know, she's done talking. It's the end of the night, and she's ready to go to bed. And the guy that took her in, he leaves the room and then comes back in, you know, all creepy, like, no pants on. She's laying down. He lifts up the blankets, revealing her ass cheeks. And he starts jerking off, trying to get hard. And, you know, she wakes up like, what the fuck? You know, and as creepy as it seemed, it didn't seem like he was gonna rape her. Maybe it did seem like that, but the way he came off when she woke up, I mean, it could have led into anything. I don't want to go that far as to say it didn't seem, it could have led into anything. And she was like, no, I'm not gonna, basically she said, I'm not gonna fuck you. And he's like, what the fuck? But you fucked thousands of men. Like, give me a chance, please. Like, obviously I don't do that shit. Like, hook a guy up, you know? And, you know, the screen blacks out. Within those seconds, you hear a gunshot. Dude drops, and she's out. And I guess that was the movie, but... So she went through all these crazy sexual experiences. And, I guess the moment rape was around the corner, she was ready for it, you know? Killed the motherfucker, you know? Just, I don't know what to think about. I thought it was a good movie. You know, not just because of the pornographic scenes, but something about it gave me the vibe of there's this book written by Marquis de Sade called 120 Days of Sodom. And something about it gave me that vibe of the same movie, where it's like it's mixed in with these sexual sensations, but also with like some really graphic, dark content. Out of 5, I think I would give it like a 3.5. It's on the verge of 4, on the verge, but just not there. The girl Charlotte Gainsbourg, she doesn't do most of the sexual acts in the movie. It's the girl Stacey Martin. Give it up to Stacey Martin. She sucked a lot of dick in that movie, and she got fucked a lot in that movie. I don't know if I've seen her on anything else after that, but that girl needs to be making adult films, Shit was wild, whatever the fuck was going on in that fucking movie. And Shia LaBeouf, he had to pretend he had like some French accent. Not the best, but he was still a good actor in it. I really liked his role, because he was just kind of like this normal guy. Like he was one of the first, I think he was the dude that took her virginity in the beginning. He was a little, what's the word? He just wasn't really good at it, It was just like a quick couple pumps, and that was it. But he progressively his status is getting higher as the movie goes on, and status as in like financially, his work and all that. And eventually he falls, he's in love with her, but she rejects him because she just really, something about it was uncomfortable for her. But she did start to fall in love with him. They I don't think they got married, but they did have a child together, and she started realizing that she didn't love the child, and she was even putting the child in some threatening situations where she would leave the kid alone just to go get fucking spanked. Ladies, would we call that a dirty whore? Is that a... What do we say? I'm not going to ask the men, But what do you say, ladies? Dirty whore? Or just a freedom of, sexual expression? That's her body, her choice, Leaving your kid unattended. He walked out those sliding doors during the cold, just so she can go get her ass fixed, I don't know. It was a weird movie like that. It seemed like possibly they were trying to go through the limits of a woman's sexual experiences, possibly, without any repercussions, Just, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't call it a feminist movie, to be honest. Because there is a scene even where she's like in this like kind of this like sex addicted kind of group where you talk about your experiences to not be in that world anymore, and she actually ends up coming out and saying she hates the women that are in this group because their reasons for having so much sex are petty and insecure, where she's kind of like, you know what, I'm not insecure. I don't need validation. I just want to fuck. Maybe that could be two sides. I don't know. Two sides of, feminism. I have no idea. Would I recommend it? It's a long film. It's a two-parter. I think the first part is like around two hours. The second part is like 2.5. And they're very different parts. The first part really just goes into the beginnings of all her sexual activity. And then the second part is kind of more of the intense parts. But yeah, I mean, it's still a good movie. Like I said, kudos to the actress Stacey Martin. A guy busts in her mouth. You know what I mean? Like, she's getting fucked by a bunch of dudes. Like, I mean, as an actress, like, I think that's possibly, pretty cool because you're pushing the limits of acting. The art of acting. I think Charlotte gets a little bit... she's the one that gets DP'd. And the brothers, they end up arguing because they could feel each other's cocks while they're both fucking her at the same time. I mean, bro, that's not... Look, if you guys are the brother... Bro, that is not the worst. Just because you felt your brother's cock while you're both inside of her, fuck it, dog. Your guys' balls are sliding up against each other. You could be, in some degree, fucking your brother if she wasn't there. I never understood the threesome with two guys and one girl. I never understood that. That's it's a little bit too close for comfort for me, like, I'm not about to look into my homie's eyes as I'm busting a nut on her butt cheeks, It's just not my style, I don't want his balls on my balls while we're slapping those cheeks, I love my brothers, but not that much. We're not about to share every experience. And look, and I wouldn't even get mad at my brothers. Like, look, bro, you're not fucking her right. I could feel your cock on my cock. Nah, dog, you just finish. There's no right or wrong way to this situation. You just fuck the shit out of her, bust a nut, and whoever's, you let that person finish until they're done. Just because you felt his fucking cock. You're a pussy, bro. You're already that far in. And you're going to complain because you could feel your brother's dick tip on yours or some shit? I don't even know. I guess the lining between the vagina and, her colon is so thin that you can feel each other's dick. That's what they said in the movie. Personally, I wouldn't have been mad. If I'm already in that deep, there's no looking back. I'm not going to be sensitive about my dick skin touching another dick skin. No. I'm going to go all the way. Not going to complain. I'm going to be a good soldier. And do what I got to do, Move on. You keep on practicing. You DP the next bitch and you be better. Be better. And I guess that might be the moral of this whole episode. Just be better. I can't waste my time and not get the sleep I deserve for video games. And lady, the one that essentially but virtually got gang raped, be a little bit more creative with your fucking character. Play more video games. Be more aware. And, I guess to the brothers that double fucked Charlotte Gainsbourg, don't be bitches. Don't be pussies. if your cocks are rubbing up against each other, just play a game with each other. Let's see who busts a nut first. Whoever busts a nut quicker is gay. Just make a silly joke out of it or something, Oh, you owe me a Coke. You busted a nut because your cock touched my cock. Yeah. So, yeah, everybody be better, Life goes on. We're always going to be advancing. I don't know if as humans we'll be advancing, but technology will advance. Sexual experiences will advance. And hopefully I'll advance. All right, everybody. Thank you so much again for joining me. This was a very interesting episode. Yeah. And what? Tonight? Anything going on tonight? Hopefully, if whoever's listening to this, by the time I'm gonna post it right now. It is Thursday the 1st. Thursday the 1st. It's gonna be it might be too late. Sometimes this shit takes forever. But I'm gonna be at Funky Sticks tonight. Very cool spot. I'll drop the IG page in the description. If you guys ever want to check it out, it's a fun show. I'll be there tonight. Starts at 9:00. And yeah, thank you guys so much. I'll talk to you later. Peace.